Hello, I'm here today with a viewer request. My name is Annette, this is Project Refine Life, and today we're taking a look at the No Frills Oracle by Ishta over at Redfish Tarot. You can find her on Etsy and Instagram, and I will place her links below. Ishti is from Sedona, Arizona, and if you are familiar with Sedona, Arizona, it is like this spirituality mecca type of place. It is surrounded with these big, beautiful red rock formations. It has crystal shops galore, beautiful vortex energies all over Sedona and the surrounding areas. And it has hiking, it has mountain biking trails. There is all kinds of things that you can do outdoors in Sedona, but mostly it's known for the spiritual aspects that Sedona delivers. So when you see this deck, just kind of keep that in mind because it is a funky little place where you can go and do a spiritual tour or go on a retreat and then at night go on a UFO tour. It's kind of funky and I love it in Sedona. So this is a 68 card deck and it comes with this little booklet, which is just your standard little white book. And as you can see, the print is a little small, at least for me it is. So I always need my glasses when I'm looking at this guidebook or using this deck because sometimes I do refer to the guidebook when it comes to this deck. A lot of the times it's just pure intuition, and there are a couple of cards in here where you're going to go like, what? What are you talking about? But we'll go ahead and get into that. So here are the 78 cards. They are what she refers to as a trump size, which is 2.45 by 3.95 inches. It is an S33 Superior Smooth cardstock with a black core. So if that means something for you, that's great. But she stated that she wanted to keep the size of the deck small, as far as like lightweight and compact and then easy to hold in the hands because she has arthritis. So she kept that in mind when creating this deck. She also stated that she created this or started creating this as an old-fashioned collage deck where you are just cutting and pasting, but it came so time-consuming that when she got a new computer and learned some new skills, she went ahead and brought this deck to life in its current form. Now, she also created the Modern Mary Oracle deck, and she has another deck that has to do with crystals. I don't have that deck. But as I said, she's from Arizona. She is a local, so I like to support my local artist here. And this is a nice deck. I really do enjoy the deck. I didn't just get it because she's from Sedona. I really do like the deck. So let's go ahead and look at the cards. As you can see, I have a stack over here that's separated, and that's because these are the 9 chakra cards. So we'll go over that at the end. So let's just go ahead and start looking at these. And as you can see, there are some that are a little quirky or cheeky. And here we have this card with the nope. There's also a yes type deck. Yoga Nidra. So I believe that I don't know her personally. I don't know anything personal about her, but just based on this deck, I believe that she's a yoga. I believe that she meditates. I believe that she works with chakras. I believe that she takes journeys. I believe that she's doing all the spiritual stuff that they have going on over there in Sedona. And as you can see, some of them, like that's an image that's in, oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of that deck. I just gave that deck away. But this is an image that obviously more than a few people use. And some of them have these little phrases on the deck or on the cards as well. And okay, let's just put it out there. Some people might get put off that the words or the titles are kind of all over the place. So there's some up here, some down here, some in the middle, some are a little hard to read, but I like it. I think it's funky and I like it. This is that little Sacred Heart, that Radical Compassion, the Sacred Heart card. I love that one. There's just some really cool and funky cards in here and I like it. This is the Yes card. And again, one of those cards that has a little saying on it. I think it's cool. I like it. I like the deck. It's kind of playful and yet deep at the same time. It's not one of those decks that you have to get real deep into, but it can make you think. You know, it gets into those deeper parts. And then you do have things like the High Priestess and the Tower. So kind of some nods to that energy that you're dealing with within the tarot. I like these. I think they're so cool. Am I going too crazy now? I'm just kind of flipping the cards, getting crazy. See, it gets me all joyful, gets me all kind of energetic here. I like this deck. I like the colors. I like that it's vibrant. And again, see here, manifest. And she's spitting out that, what she's wishing for, right? That money, is it? You know, some of these will really make you think. The way that she has, like this one, with the money spewing out of her mouth. And she doesn't look happy in there, right? Forward movement with the salmon. Good luck. You have all the little kitties there. But I think it's really cool. Speaking of get clear, I've heard people refer to her decks and they don't like her decks because they think like the images aren't clear enough. I don't know. I just love the funky energy of it all. Belong to yourself. So there we go. You are the missing pieces. Star family. The moon. You have some 50s kind of photography in there. Luminous mind. Protection. I think it's cool. Like this one with the yellow submarine. Go deeper. Calling the ancestors home. Don't forget to play. And this deck is truly, it does have like a playful overall tone to it, which I think, you know, it's really easy to get stuck in that deep part of all of the tarot and oracle. So I kind of like how playful this is. Okay, and this one, and unconditional love. Isn't that cute? Okay, I'm going to come back to this one. Okay, it has all these, like an Oreo, a chocolate chip cookie, some other things that you're like, what does that have to do with medicine? So I'm going to go ahead and read from the guidebook. Medicine. The crone has all the wisdom needed to course correct. All her medicine shields are in the precise place to divert incoming barriers to the light. So, okay, I thought that this particular card was extremely clever. And the reason being is that, you know, we have the medicine available to us. We are the medicine, but sometimes we really do cloud the medicine with what we are consuming. So whether that be physically consuming or mentally consuming, what are we creating barriers with? Here, it's with this food that is not good to keep up your inner self, right? You will cloud your judgment when eating some of these things. When I teach Reiki, I always ask that whoever I'm working with, that you watch what you're eating. You try to eat really whole and clean for 24 to 48 hours. I ask that you refrain from alcohol for 24 to 48 hours because it does cloud that medicine. It does cloud that receptive energy. So I thought this particular card was extremely, extremely clever. I really liked it. So there's things like that within this deck, just as, you know, a little way of looking at it. All right, so here we have the chakras. And the reason that it has the 9 chakras is because if you're used to using or working with the 7 chakras, the 7 main chakras, the 7 main chakras are within the physical body. But in this particular deck, we also have these 2 additional chakra cards. So let's just go through the chakra cards here. So for each chakra, it has the symbol and it has the mantra that you can work with. And, you know, it's clear, very nice white space. So you can just kind of focus in within that symbol and within that particular mantra. And then you have the Earth Star and the Soul Star. So the Earth Star chakra is that chakra that is located about 12 inches below the feet. That's our non-physical space. Okay, so that's where we really connect, we ground, we anchor the entire chakra system to that earthly energy for stability and for grounding, and it just assists you in staying present and being within the moment. So as you can see here, you see the feet and then the roots coming out of the feet. And I think I talked in another video about mountain pose and how I have people in mountain pose and what I ask them to do when they're in mountain pose. And this is exactly it, where you're grounding, you're growing roots into the earth and really grounding and looking for that stability, giving to the earth and receiving from the earth at the same time. So that's your earth star chakra. That's how you would tap into it, is with mountain pose. And then here with the soul star chakra, this is located about 12 inches above your crown. And this connects you to your higher self and your soul's past and shamanic healing. So here we find the person in child's pose, where you're connecting your third eye with your mat or with the earth below you, and it helps you with opening up your crown chakra and connecting to your psychic connections. So I like that about this deck, and I do keep these separate. Sometimes I shuffle them in if I'm using this deck, but most of the time I like to keep them separate. Now, the thing I like about this deck as well is that it's so easy to work with. Like, you could just pull a card and look at the keyword and work with it from there. Because of its ease of use, you can easily grab this. Like, say I'm at my desk and I'm working on something, I can just grab this deck, and sometimes I do. I just grab this deck and then just pull a card and think about it for a moment and then just continue, because it doesn't require like deep meditations or deep time to think about what you're looking at and how to use that particular image and energy for you to apply it to whatever it is that you're doing or whatever it is that you need to work on. So this would be a great deck to kind of have by your bedside or to look at in the morning. I don't know. I just think it's a cool deck. Okay. One of the things that I wanted to show you is how versatile this deck is, because I truly think that it is a very versatile deck. So I'm going to just turn it here, and I know some of these decks may be a little bit out of frame, but I just want to give you an idea here. So this is the Dream Dust Shamanic Tarot. I do not know whether or not this deck is in print. The only reason that I'm doing this is to show you how versatile this deck is. So the Dream Dust Shamanic Tarot, I'm sorry, I know there's a lot of glare from that light, but my light keeps kind of going in and out over here right now. The Dream Dust Shamanic Tarot is a very shamanic deck, and it is a deeper deck. So bringing in something like the No Frills Oracle kind of lightens up the reading, but yet they're on the same wavelength. So for that reason, I just think that, you know, it's just been so versatile for me. So this right here is, of course, it's going to go well with any collage style deck. This is the Lioness Oracle Tarot. Such a beauty, right? But both of them have that collage style deck, and there is like a lot of flowers, a lot of movement within both. And this is another pairing that I really like. One of the other decks that I use it with is the Luminous Void Tarot. And this is a deck that it hasn't been too easy for me to pair up. There are a couple of decks that are newer into my collection now that have made it a little bit easier, but this is just one of those decks, the No Frills Oracle, where I can go, oh gosh, what am I going to pair it with? And then I pull this and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, that works. One more collage style deck to add to it, just so that you can see again just how versatile this deck is. The Ritual Tarot, or Ritual Tarot by Tierra May. I love this deck. But again, nice collage style deck. And you know what? There seems to be a popularity right now with collage style decks. And as you can see, I dig collage style decks. At the beginning, I didn't think I did. At the beginning of my tarot journey, I really didn't think that I liked collage style decks. But as it turns out, looking at my collection, like, I really like collage style decks. So again, the energy is just beautiful with both of these. So that's it, guys. I appreciate you watching and being present and taking a look at this deck. If you have any questions, or if there's a deck that I've mentioned in some of my other videos that you would like me to do a review of, please don't hesitate, reach out and I will gladly go ahead and put it into the schedule. I thank you so much for being here. I wish you a day filled with love, joy, and happiness. From my heart to yours, I will see you later.